Hey, Suj, welcome back to another episode of Big Points Theory. What have you been doing?
Well, I've been taking a note from that intro that we just did there. And you saw at the bottom it said there, good game week. I think that I'm one of those people with that good game week. Thanks. I got a nice 84. How about you?
Well, I scored a measly 100 points.
Oh, no.
But yet
But
I'm highly disappointed because we picked Sterling and I didn't pick Sterling.
I mean,
Yeah.
as captain,
Yeah, I had Salah as captain, so. But I mean, he
he
still
was
scored
with
great. I mean,
the,
I think pretty much everybody had a good game week, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it was a
except,
difficult one to pick from. Uh, but I think that will change as we go forward, you know?
yeah,
Uh,
no, for sure.
yeah. And I mean, obviously now we can get a bit of a grasp on who are the form players, you know? So as we go forward now with the show, I think what we will do is we will start picking more captains who are like on the form side. Because obviously we could always go through the usual, you know, and we will definitely talk about the usuals, your Agueros and your Canes and all that. But I think we will need to focus a little bit more on the captains who are like, you know, your form players, because I think that's where you're going to get your differentials from. And with the fact that players cost so much more now, differentials I think are going to play the biggest role this season more than they did last season.
That's for sure. I totally agree. A couple of differentials can get you like from 84 to 100 game week.
Yeah. Yeah, wink, wink, wink. Okay, so let's not waste any more
Exactly.
time. Let's get straight to our captain pick. So we've got our usuals. We've got Kane, Sterling, Salah, and Aguero, and I see we've picked Salah for this week. But
Yeah.
what can you give me on
Look,
Salah?
first of all, oh, and Salah. Okay, well,
Oh,
Salah in the last game here. Look, the things I was going to say before I start is that the things I look for when I look for a captain, I generally check three stats: their goal attempts, their shots on target, and their shots in the box.
okay.
So I analyzed those for Salah, and he had two goal attempts in the last game, one shot in the box, and two shots on target. And he got like 12 points, while Sterling got four shots on target, four shots in the box, and four goal attempts. So that's Sterling's involvement, fantasy involvement in the box and stuff, got him more points. That's why I look at these stats here. And from the with Kane involved there with eight goal attempts, two shots on target, and six shots in the box. All three of those guys are very involved in the box, so they got their points last game week. However, this game week here, I see Sterling at home against Kane. If it's a high-scoring game, then perhaps Sterling, but I think Salah will have to get the nod for me because of the fact that they're playing Southampton, and Southampton are the poorest team out of the three that's playing them.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I mean, I know Sterling last season he was involved in about 20 goals at home, right? And they are playing at home against Spurs. So I mean,
Correct? Yeah.
that's going to be like a plus for them. Um,
Yeah.
and then like of those 20 goals he was involved in, I think 12 he scored, and then the eight were assists, right? Whereas Salah, when he was at home, he had I think 21 involvement. So it's, I mean, these are margins, and I think we must also not forget that I think last season people felt that Salah was maybe a bit off his game compared to the previous season. If you
Correct.
remember, you know, the season where he scored
Yeah.
30 plus goals. So actually,
Yes.
there's a lot to look forward to when it comes to Salah. But Salah and Sterling, I think they are pretty much fixture proof. So I don't know if I would look at home versus away with them. But I think you
Yeah.
are definitely right about the fact that maybe Salah just for the fact that he's playing an easier fixture, perhaps.
Yeah,
But
and also the fact that they just won a cup now last night, so they'll be buoyant and want to show.
yes, yes, of course. Yeah, it was a fairly decent game.
Yeah,
Moving on to Kane. I'm actually like I was kind of surprised when he scored. I really didn't think he was going to get anything. You know, Mora was up front with him in that game, and it seemed like it was a total waste. That shape just doesn't support Kane. You know, and then
yeah,
when they brought Ericsson on, all of a sudden he was like getting involved more. But even then, I think his goal really came down to luck because if the defender hadn't had just pushed the ball like that Aston Villa defender, if he could have just kicked the ball out, then Kane wouldn't have had his chance. But once he got the first one, the second one seemed inevitable. So I think maybe
Yeah.
Kane is going to be that type of player this season. He's not necessarily going to, set the world on fire, but if he's in the box, I think he'll always have a very good chance of scoring, even if they're playing City. I mean, remember they did beat City in the
Yeah.
Champions League last season, so I don't know. Do you think he's still worth a look at?
Yeah, well, look, maybe not this game here because it's unpredictable against City. But
Yeah.
from game week 3 to game week 9, they have absolutely fantastic fixtures. So if you have him, are you laughing? If you don't have him, it's either time to start planning or praying, whichever works for you.
Definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. And then, yeah, Aguero. Geez, I'm sure there was a lot of disappointed fans who thought like, Captain Aguero, no sweat. And then he came on, he did
a
score,
lot
he
of
did score.
a
But
lot of money invested in
what
that.
discounts him from this week then? I mean, do you think his prospects are? Don't you think his prospects are still maybe on par with Sterling?
Yeah, no, I would think so. Because I mean, look, I don't have any stats to back it up because he has no time on him. But I mean, he's competing with Jesus at the moment. It seems like I don't know if Pep's roulette wheels trustworthy again this season or what. Because he looks like he wants to hand Jesus the starting berth and fade Aguero out. That's just what I'm thinking. And if
Yeah,
that's the
look,
case, then rotation is rife there. Because in the Charity Shield, when I think Jesus came on before Aguero. I don't know if that's just for fitness or what's the story, but I just see rotation there, so I wouldn't put my armband on someone that I'm not sure of.
no, agreed, agreed. I think that will be something to look at. His age is definitely going to catch up to him. And then
Yeah.
let's go to our form players quick. So yeah, we've got like a quite a large list because I mean now we've got some stats to look at. We've got Pogba, we've got Origi. That's a surprise one on the list there. Aubameyang, McGinn, another surprise there, and Rashford. I think out of those, I think maybe we shouldn't even like. I don't know if we really want to consider Origi. I think if you're in the Liverpool side, you might have gone. You might have noticed that the goalkeeper, that Allison Wonderland, is literally
Yes.
gone to Wonderland. So you'll want to maybe use that extra spot. If you want a cheap player, you're definitely gonna go for what's the goalkeeper's name? Adrian.
Adrian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to
Look,
me,
look
Origi is
is
I already take him out of that list.
yeah,
So
look, he's on the list maybe mainly for the fact that he got decent points in the last game. And also Liverpool's defense doesn't look very trustworthy after conceding 2 against Chelsea also. And so instead of it, maybe the guys are trying to invest somewhere else, then perhaps Origi is a chance you'd like to take
okay.
this early in the season.
But as a captain, I think and if Mane is coming back, that's even downgrading him even further.
Yeah,
But Mane, I just don't want to touch
yeah.
him because hasn't played. I don't want to touch him as captain. If there's a lesson I've
Look, he
learned,
scored 2. He scored 2 against Chelsea last night, so
yeah. Look, I mean,
shouldn't have.
I still feel like I'd like to see him perform in the Premier League first, and then I'll decide on him. But looking at the
Yeah,
two United guys, I mean, ole 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 ole, four goals, but Pogba involved in two of them, two brilliant assists. Rashford scoring two with a delicious touch to collect one of the balls. But between the two of them, like, would you consider them really as a captain?
I mean, look, Wolves away on a Monday night. Molyneux at night on a Monday. No, no, no. Look, that's that. I think they play better. Wolves at night, especially at home. So I wouldn't really touch them as with my captain armband. But I mean, they've got like very good form between the two. And the thing that I saw that I took out of the game is the fact that Rashford took a penalty. So perhaps he's on the penalties and Pogba's no longer on them.
Yeah, there was a news article somewhere that Rashford was saying that he's taking the penalties like every single time. If you remember from last season, Pogba's like he had like 13 goals, right? And he was our top scorer, amazingly enough. But out of those 13, seven of them were penalties. And if he's not going to take penalties, like, are we really going to rely on his assists? I think that to me would discount him picking him as captain. Unless
Yeah.
United really do something against Wolves, then I'll consider him. But other than that, I would discount. So me, Origi out, Pogba out. I would still consider maybe Rashford. Are they playing away from home? They're playing away from home, eh?
Yes, they're playing away from home.
Ooh, and with our record against Wolves, United's record, I think we lost twice
Yeah.
to them away from home. So, yeah,
Yeah.
so Rashford's looking
I
like he's
don't think
out the
it's
door as
time to
well.
take that. I don't think it's time to take that chance on a Monday night captain yet, just yet.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, then we've got our last two there, which is McGinn and Aubameyang. What have you got on McGinn?
But look, McGinn just because he's cheap and he's Aston Villa looked pretty decent on the day until they started conceding against Tottenham, and they're at home to Bournemouth in the next game. Bournemouth had a terrible first game. So if they have a repeat, then maybe Aston Villa can get some points from that game. And so McGinn looked pretty up for it in the first game.
I think they've got some nice fixtures even after that, right?
They do, and look, they to me they seem to have pulled the Wolves. They've also heavily invested, so it seems like they also want to stay. They're planning to like really stay a few years in the league.
I think we can have
So
a
I
look
don't see
there. We can have a quick look there. Let's just check. Their fixtures pretty good, and I mean, yeah, Aston Villa might be a nice, decent. Oh, look at that! Wow, they only play Arsenal in the next like 8 games.
Yeah,
Only Arsenal is the big team, so I mean they've got a chance of holding some points. So maybe McGinn is a
and
different.
he's a nice cheapie. Yeah, why not?
But as a captain,
No,
enough
obviously
said.
not.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last one there, Aubameyang. Now this one to me, I think this is the one that you would actually consider. Maybe even if you're a little uncertain about Sterling playing Spurs and you're uncertain about Salah playing away from home, right?
Yes.
Right. Then Aubameyang might be your man.
Yeah, well, look, I don't see why not. I mean, he had the collected points in the last game and Arsenal at home for the first league game of the season, so I'm sure he'll perform.
Yeah, look, I mean, I was a little surprised that I mean, look, he is their best scorer, and Lacazette seemed to be missing. I don't know if he's gonna, like, is he gonna come back into the team, or I just don't understand what
I think
happened
he's
there.
injured.
And to
I think
me,
he's
like,
injured at the
Aubameyang
moment.
is a solid player. I know that I mean, think about it, right? He's a full million or 2 million cheaper than Aguero was last season, and he scored more points than Aguero eventually, you know? So
Yeah,
he's obviously someone that, like, if you one of those people in those camp where you've decided not to go for Aguero or Kane, Aubameyang might be the perfect pick. And I mean, they are playing. Who are they playing? I know they're playing.
they're playing home to Burnley.
Oh, to Burnley. Yeah, you see. So to me,
Look, see, that's why I wouldn't really captain him because Burnley, out of all the guys that they're playing against, Burnley seem to be the most annoying. You know, they look like they're more solid at the back now. It's and they would give Arsenal a bit of a run
yeah.
as
Look,
compared to Southampton against Liverpool.
what might dampen your enthusiasm on him is playing Burnley at home and then Liverpool and then Tottenham and then Watford away. It's not kind fixtures, but again, I just think like with Arsenal, it's almost like let's see what that guy Nicolas Pepe is going to do for Aubameyang's game. You know,
Yeah,
a lot of these picks here again, they're just the form players. I think it'll be so much easier after a couple more weeks because right now I think
yeah.
we're just in the dark right now. So I think a lot of people are probably just going to say, you know what, I'm not going to take a chance. I'm going to stick with what I know. But I would
Yeah, look,
definitely
McGinn is cheap enough to bring in though. You know, planning forward.
yes. Yeah, so yeah, that's it for this week, and hopefully you got like some decent captain picks to go with there. Who do you
Wait
think?
now.
Who would
Yeah, I
you
was gonna
personally
ask
go with?
you. Listen, you scored the 100 points last game week. You should lead us off with who you gonna captain, so we may all profit from your wisdom.
Well, look, I think I'm gonna stick with Salah for now. I've definitely learned our lesson from deviating too much. Again, I think more what we've spoken about here is kind of like your people who are not necessarily your captain picks, but they'll definitely be people who you would consider to have in your team. You know,
Yes.
and and these guys here, especially, well, maybe not Origi and McGinn, but the rest, like especially Rashford. I think if Rashford gives another performance the way he did in this previous game, then I'll definitely be on board with him.
Okay, that sounds
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, I mirror that Salah pick. I'm gonna go for that as well.
Yeah. Although, watch how Sterling proves us wrong again. Yeah. Well, anyway, Such, that's it for this week. And guys, listen, if you like what we're doing here, or if you have even suggestions or things you'd like us to talk about more specifically, let us know in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe on this video. Cheers, Such. I'll
Peace,
hopefully
man.
big points.